Pit, courtesy of Chase Manhattan Bank. Get your tickets at the Yankee Stadium box office or call 212-307-1212, or as always on the web at www.yankees.com. The White Sox and the Devil Rays, the final homestand of the regular season. Alan Watson coming in out of the Yankees bullpen to relieve David Cone. Cone threw 111 pitches in 6 innings and turns it over to Alan Watson.
I'd be surprised, Kenny, if David Cone didn't say after the game that is as good a stuff as he's had all year. I mean, stuff was sharp. The one splitter to Green didn't dip. He hit it for a 2-run homer, and then he fell behind, and Fletcher on a 3-0 pitch fastball. But of the 111, I'd say 105 of them were pretty awesome.
Not very often you're going to strike out 10 and be trailing. Here is Homer Bush to lead it off against Watson. And that pitch is a call strike.
I don't know how hitters live with their bad days, going 0 for 4 or 2 games in a row 0 for 8, but that's what causes sleepless nights for pitchers. And you got 5 days to wait. Is you have great stuff like David Cone, and you walk around the night and say, yeah, I pitched well enough to pitch a shutout. If I could just have those 2 pitches back, you know, out of 111 pitches, you just want 2 of them back.
1-1 the count on Homer Bush. That's a call strike. 1-2. You just asked me. Yeah, I've gone 0 for 8 over.
You have?
Yeah.
Not when I saw you.
Plenty of times. Here's the Blue Jay Hyundai box score.
Yeah, but see, you know you're going to be in there the next game.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think a player gets to that stage in his career. A young player moves to that stage when he knows he goes 0 for 8, 0 for 12, that he's still going to be in there. That's when you know you're a major leaguer for sure. Pitches in the dirt, 2-2 to Homer Bush. Those young guys, when you take that 0 for 8, you come in and look at that lineup, you might not be in there. On deck is David Segui. Homer tonight has drawn a walk, one of the 2 that David Cone allowed, and has popped up and flied out. Hitting at .309 on the season. Bouncing ball, nice stop by Tino Martinez on his way to the bag, steps on it, and there's 1 down. Red Sox still on top. They're in the 6th inning now. The Jake, they lead Cleveland by 4. It's 7-3 as we check out our Wiz scoreboard. Cal Ripken has hit a 3-run homer. He's got that new swing down.
He is, what's he, less than 20 from 3,000?
I think he's at least with that 1 hit. We know he has 1 hit, so it's 17 hits to 3,000 now. The Orioles leading Oakland 7-3. Segui, switch hitter, batting right-handed, and takes a pitch for a ball.
I wonder if he gets that this year, if he'll say goodbye.
They've already picked up his option for next year.
But I mean, even though they did that, he can very well say, you know, I've had enough. That'd be his last milestone.
Pitch is fouled back. It's kind of hard to turn down about $6 or $7 million, though, isn't it?
I would guess. Never been in that position. Try me once.
Segui had a double, scored a run. It scored in front of the home run by Sean Green in the 3rd inning. That's upstairs for a ball, 2-1. David Segui has a young son, Corey. Last time I saw Corey, he's about 4 years old, so he must be about 7 now. When he was 4, he could play ball.
Good baseball genes.
Oh yeah, well, he could hit, he could run, and he could throw. He was working on becoming a switch hitter like his dad. Bouncing ball towards the middle. This is going into center field for a base hit. So David Segui has his 2nd hit of the night. He's aboard with 1 out. So Segui's on first, and Sean Green to the plate. Hit his 39th home run of the year. And he is closing in on that. He's got the 40 doubles already. He's closing in on 40 home runs. That's a different version of the 40-40.
Isn't that the truth? And we talked earlier tonight about the increasing number of players getting 25 home runs and 100 RBIs, which for years was a real standard for power hitters, but now going to see an increase in those 40 home runs and like 120 RBIs. I can remember when Willie Stargell came up, he would tape his goals inside of his batting helmet before the year. He put them on a piece of tape, and it was usually, you know, to hit, I think it was hit 320, hit 40 home runs, and knock in 125. I mean, that was a monster MVP year. Might have 10 guys have those kind of years this year.
When you look at Sean Green, I think the difference between Green and Delgado is Green is a little more consistent. He's more of an average hitter, as far as not average, but a good batting average hitter. He's been over 300 the last 2 years. Broken bat by Tino Martinez, off the glove by Knobloch, and all hands will be safe. The business end of the bat was flying in that direction, and I wondered if it distracted either Tino Martinez or Chuck Knobloch.
I think it distracted them both. A lot of moving things with Knobloch, which it still appeared to be a catchable ball. Tino dives, Segui is there, the bat is coming, and Knobloch can't handle a hop. You see the bat just in your picture, and maybe that's what Chuck had his eye on, because he was in position, couldn't come up with it. He's retreating. It's catchable. Watson was making his way. I don't know how they scored it.
Well, the Jays have 2 on and 1 out, and Carlos Delgado at the plate.
Did score a hit.
That's how you keep your average over 300.
Now, you mentioned Green. He uses the whole field, and he's a former minor league batting champion. Delgado is
more of a slugger.
Yeah, he's a guy I think you look to pull the ball more and hit more balls in the air, so might not hit quite for as high an average.
He can hit him as far as anybody. Look towards second, nothing doing with Segui. Delgado with 132 runs batted in. We still got 2 weeks to go. And a big swing, but fouled it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Yankees will head to Cleveland from Toronto after tomorrow night's game. And they will see the league leader in runs batted in. And Manny Ramirez, who has 144. Here's Tony Fernandez on deck. Good slider, but just outside for a ball. 2-1.
Yankees get a break, and they certainly could use one, because the duel tomorrow night at Jacobs Field, they had one earlier this year, is going to be Pedro Martinez and Bartolo Colon.
Does he mean they?
If it's cool in Cleveland, you won't need a sweater. I mean, they'll be bringing some heat.
That's low. Friday night, the hookup will be the Rocket against Jared Wright.
That's always dangerous. You could see a few hitters hit the deck in that one. Evans coming off a winning performance, even though he took the loss, just as El Duque did yesterday and Pettit on Friday night. Pitched well enough to win.
3-1 to the dangerous Delgado. Swing and a miss. Cat goes to 3-2. 1 out, a couple of men on base for the Blue Jays, who already lead the game by a score of 4-1. They are threatening again.
See if Jim Fregosi turns him loose, lefty to lefty. Might want to let him stay put and give Fernandez a shot at Watson, not run himself out of an inning.
Yeah, Delgado is a high strikeout guy. He struck out twice tonight. Swing and a miss. He's got the hat trick. Watson picks up his first strikeout. 11 Blue Jays have gone out on strikes today.
Now, you pointed out the difference in the two. Delgado's power numbers are up. The average is down to 270. A lot of strikeouts. He doesn't make the contact or use the whole field like Sean Green does.
Switch hitting Tony Fernandez will come to the plate with 2 down. Watson made a big pitch, 3-2 on Delgado. Fernandez has singled and scored. That came in the 6th. He has also struck out and flied out. Veteran third baseman. It's a bounding ball by Soho into left field for a base hit. Wrigley today has it. Segui's on his way home. The throw is offline and he will score. 5-1 Toronto. Fernandez did not waste any time. He picked on the first pitch.
And it appeared that Leday would have a good shot at him. I don't think Ricky ever got his footwork in the right position. I mean, his throw is 30 feet to the left of home plate. I think in his haste to unload the ball and try to get Segui, never really got himself in good position to throw it.
So the Blue Jays have tacked on another. And left-handed hitting Darren Fletcher will face Watson. Fletcher hit a 2-run homer last inning. Curveball is low for ball 1. Tony Fernandez has driven in a run here this inning. And with that, he tied his career high in runs batted in with 72. Ramiro Mendoza warming up in the Yankee pen. Fouled off of the plate. Ball and a strike on Fletcher. When Fletcher was playing at the University of Illinois, in his senior year, he hit .497, which isn't bad. Aluminum bat or no, that's still pretty good. He finished ahead of Mo Vaughn and Robin Ventura, who hit. Vaughn had an off year at .429, and Robin Ventura at Oklahoma State hit .428. Mo Vaughn was at Seton Hall. So all three of them left-handed hitters doing big-time business in the big league. Line drive, right field, base hit. Blue Jays are going to get another run. Sean Green will score. The Blue Jays have runners at the corners, and it is now 6-1 Toronto. They are breaking it open here in the bottom of the 7th. Darren Fletcher with his 3rd run batted in of the ball game.
Blue Jays playing Yankee-type baseball from last year. They get good pitching, they have a close ball game, and then they just take the heart out of the other team by tacking on these runs late, particularly when your lineup is struggling and all of a sudden you look up and it's 6-1 in a game that you're really competitive in.
And with that base hit, Darren Fletcher has knocked Alan Watson out of the ball game. He gave up 4 singles and a couple runs this inning. And Ramiro Mendoza will come on and face the right-hander Tony Batista. So that'll do it for Watson. Blue Jays now with 6 runs on 10 hits, and Mendoza coming in trying to put out the fire. This call to the bullpen brought to you by 10-10-3-4-5.
Integrity is the foundation. Humanity is the stone. Compassion is the mortar. Strength is the steel. These are the values that build this company. These are the values behind the products we offer and the services we provide. For more than 150 years, these are the values that have made New York Life the company you keep.
If a penny saved is a penny earned, you're about to earn a lot.
McDonald's has a new way to save your pennies. A great new Mickey D's Dollar Deal. Get a 6-piece chicken McNuggets for $1 or a 20-piece for just $3. 6-piece for $1 or 20-piece for $3. But hurry in, this dollar deal ends soon.
So, what are you going to do tonight?
Mendoza coming in trying to get the final out here in the bottom of the 7th. Blue Jays leading 6-1. We're going to check out our Delta Airlines upcoming schedule. Right here tomorrow night at Skydome, 7 o'clock. Yankees take on the Blue Jays in the final game of the series. Then they move on to Cleveland. Thursday and Friday at 6:30 on MSG with the New York Marriott Marquis Yankee scorecard show. Then on Saturday on national TV on Fox, and then right back on MSG on Sunday. One pitch from Ramiro Mendoza. Tony Batista has popped it up. In fair territory, Luis Sojo has it. That's it for the Blue Jays. Here in the 7th, but they score a couple of times on 4 hits. 6-1 Toronto.
A new force to be reckoned with. Motor Trend. Reliability, it's guaranteed. Edmunds.com. God.
The Sonata from Hyundai. Backed by America's best warranty.
The Royale on park, please. Thank you.
Hi, Joe Torre here. Please,
Joe Torre.
your seatbelt.
Yes, Yankees. Yankees this, the Yankees that. I'm sick of the dang Yankees. Last year was a total fluke. Atlanta Braves team of the decade. Yankees suck. Here we are. I'll see you in October, son. Honey, you look lost.
Hi, Mike Wilmot, Director of Regional Sales. Glad to... Note to self, try to use the term vis-a-vis in a sentence. Credibility starts with C.
Management. The next big thing from Mike Wilmot.
Hi, can I get some coffee? Oh, are there cups there?
LS. The next big thing from Saturn. More power, more control, more headroom.
Well, the color's off, the type is wrong, and I'm not even sure this is our logo.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
If business were that easy, you wouldn't need us. Update your office technology with MCS Canon.
Yankees move to the top of the 8th. They trail by 5 against Toronto. Time for hockey. It's time to take to the ice for another NHL season. Yes, hockey is back with this Thursday's exhibition between the New York Rangers and the Detroit Red Wings on Fox Sports Net New York. Check out all the action live from the Garden as Theo Fleury and the New Look Rangers face off against the Red Wings Thursday at 7:30 only on Fox Sports Net New York.
Top of the 8th, Roy Halladay has had quite a night. He has one complete game this year. That was against the Tigers earlier this year. Complete game shutout. Wow, and he just keeps pouring it in there. Strike one. He has only walked 1. Here's a guy who averages about 4. But back in the starting rotation after Joey Hamilton went out for shoulder surgery. Man, that is impressive. Here it is. Hit it if you can. You can just tell by his motion he was an outstanding athlete. 6 strikeouts. Kenny mentioned he's from Denver, all-state basketball selection as well as a great baseball player.
The last pitch was 94 miles an hour.
And Posada with a nice 2-strike approach after Halladay got ahead 0-2. Goes down and serves it into left field. That's Jorge's second hit of the night, leadoff single.
You know, left-handed hitters, they like to drop that head. You know, just drop the bat, let gravity take over. And Jorge, as you mentioned, nice going the other way with a pitch that was out over the plate. Not trying to do too much, cut down his swing nicely and picked up a 2-out, 2-strike base hit.
See that pitch on the outside part of the plate, and that's right where Jorge went with it. That's in for a strike. The numbers don't look good, 4 hits and a run, but for the most part the approach has been better. Bernie Williams has taken the ball the other way. O'Neill in one of his at bats. Ricky Leday with a booming double earlier. Ball and a strike. Toughest stretch that the Yankees have had to endure for quite some time. They've pretty much had their way with the American League since early last season. Get on the hands. Oops, dangerous play by Delgado with a 5-run lead. Thought he might take the sure out, and Batista saved him on that one.
Yeah, it makes me wonder why David Segui doesn't play more first base here, but it's Carlos Delgado. As Batista goes up, comes back down before Posada can get to the bag. Segui only made one error last year, is generally considered one of the best first basemen in the league, but here with the Blue Jays, it's Delgado who plays first base.
Chili Davis will pinch hit for Luis Sojo. Joe Torre liked to get a long ball and get back in the game. Jim Fregosi addressed that question earlier, Kenny. The obvious reason is just what you mean. The obvious choice would be Segui because he is a Gold Glover, but Fregosi said Delgado has been a big part of this team. He's been the first baseman. Segui is a free agent. He might leave after this year. So I think from sort of a political standpoint, he wanted to keep Delgado. Now, if Delgado would have gone to him and said, look, Segui's better than I am, play him, I'll DH. But Delgado feels like he wants to play him. He's not even close to being the fielder Segui is. So it's one of those things where they're just, of course, he did get a chance to play when Segui had the injury. But
yeah, when a first baseman has his hand injured like Segui did, maybe it's not completely healed, and just catching a ball in his glove hand could be difficult.
So they want to keep Carlos in a good frame of mind. So he does a good job of he's in a good frame of mind tonight. I mean, he struck out 3 times, but his team's leading 6-1. Outside corner.
Kenny, you were mentioning the Yankees having their way with the league. They had a stretch this year where they lost 7 out of 8. That was May 11th through May the 19th. But followed that slump by winning 8 of the next 10.
And all Joe Torre will look for is the effort and the preparation. That's on the corner again, 1-2, as he did. Was it last year, 2 years ago in Tampa? I guess it was when. Was it last year in Tampa? Where that's right, it was when the Yankees got beaten by the Devil Rays, and it was like their mind wasn't in the game. As long as the effort is there, manager's not going to do anything. Just try to keep the team on an even keel. Off the plate inside, 2-2. You find out a lot about individuals as well as teams when you go through tough times, and it's a group of veterans that has weathered situations like this before. They can get through this week. They've got the weaker teams to finish off the year. They have the White Sox, Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and the Orioles. Up the middle could be Bush. Now they're going to do it the right way. Nice base running by Leday. Homer Bush played it right. Ricky Leday played it right. And Leday comes up the winner.
Jim Fregosi off the bench wants to go out there. Didn't go out of the bench, just laid right down. Homer throws the first for the out. Ricky scrambling to get the second, and it looks like that left hand just got in there. We'll take a closer look at it. First of all, avoided the tag. Homer Bush does it right. Throws the first to make sure he gets one. Then on the second, and Ricky Leday is in there. Here's Halladay, interested bystander. There's one. Oh no.
You see him. He said Leday went out of the baseline, but he didn't. Ricky just sort of ducked out of the way of the tag. Innings still alive. 2 out with Leday at second. Here's Knobloch. Ball 1. Chuck has not had a good night. Every ball in this series he has either pulled or struck out, and that is very unusual for him to strike out twice in one game. It's unusual to have him strike out once in a game.
The first time came with a runner at third and 1 out. His first strikeout.
Corner 1-1.
Another look at Ricky Leday scrambling to make it to second base. And when you're on the bases, you got to make quick decisions. Here's one. Get out of the way. Now the hustle to second and get there.
Upstairs, 2-1. Or did I get the count wrong? Now Fletcher is checking. Yes, it's 2 balls and a strike. Scoreboard is off 1. Boston's increased their lead. They lead the Indians 9-3. Baltimore is going to appear to halt Oakland's streak. They're up 11-3. Two and two to Knobloch. We see Chuck go through that routine, little pregame discussion the last couple games about what has slowed down the game of baseball as you see Leday take his lead. For years, guys would sit on the bench and scream at the pitcher and say, get on the mound and throw the ball. Nowadays, it's more the hitters stepping out of the box in their routine that slows things down. That's fouled out of play, and it's still 2-2. And Knobloch is probably the poster boy for that.
Well, Garcia Pryor, same thing.
Yep.
Adjust the batting gloves. Well, maybe we should go back to the day of no batting gloves. Okay? Nah, they won't do that.
You know, Don Zimmer made that point yesterday. I thought that was good. He said, you want to know a way to speed up the game? And I said, well, hitter not step out of the box. He said, no, take away the batting gloves. That's what takes the time. They all got to adjust the Velcro straps. So when the White Sox get to town, he did not swing, said Diaz, and the count is full. When the White Sox get to town next week, we'll just go and approach Ken Harrelson and say, look what you started. The Hawk was the first guy to use batting gloves as a hitter.
Yeah, but there was no Velcro in those days. They had the snaps. So they usually, that's the only way you could get them on there or keep them on.
Lost him. Second walk of the game by Halladay, and it keeps the inning alive. 2 on and 2 out. We'll go down to our studios in Manhattan where Deb Kaufman is standing by at the sports desk.
Kitty, a rough initiation at Coors Field for Octavio Dotel. The Rockies have just gone back-to-back. Edgar Clemente following Vinny Castilla's 2-run shot. It's now 6-0 Colorado, and a rough night all around for the New York teams. Jim and Ken.
Thanks, Deb. As well as the Rockies shutting out the Mets. The Astros lead 10-0 tonight. Trying to win the National League Central. Real little visit by pitching coach Mel Queen. And I'm sure that was about stay aggressive. You haven't walked many guys tonight. Five-run lead, 2 on, and Jeter looking for his first hit of the game. Derek 2 flies to right and has drawn a walk. One thing Halladay has been able to do recently, despite the average of 4 walks a game, he has not given up a hit. Lloyd the lefty, Quantrill the righty getting loose. He's not given up a hit with runners in scoring position in the last 18 at bats against him in this situation. Yankees got it. That's up the middle. That streak will stop right there. Leday will scamper home, make it a 6-2 game. And that will probably end the night for Roy Halladay with Graham Lloyd in the bullpen ready to face O'Neill.
That trip had 2 purposes: to talk to the young right-hander and give Lloyd some more time to warm up. So Jeter picks up his 95th run batted in of the year.
Inning stayed alive. You can see Halladay not happy finishing off the 8th inning, but the inning stayed alive by the quick base running of Ricky Leday. Halladay will leave to a nice ovation. Rookie right-hander with a great job tonight. Call to the bullpen brought to you by 10-10-345, the simple way to save on long distance.
To help you remember 10-10-345 International Long Distance, we're here with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th members of the International Clairvoyance Institute. What do you see?
You see, with 10-10-345, you save up to 60% on international calls.
I see calls to Japan are just 18 cents a minute, and now India 55 cents a minute.
Talk as long as you want for a low flat rate, anytime.
I see you've been wearing the same socks since you were 17.
What? And that is not your real hair.
I see you use 10-10-345 to call your plastic surgeon.
For up to 60% off international calls from home, dial 10-10-345 today.
Yeah, hi. I'm thinking about buying a large block of major building corporation. And what I'd like to know is what's the size of the market right now? Take your time. Yep.
When you have an investment question, does your online brokerage have anybody there to answer it? We do.
We all do dumb things. Paying too much for car insurance doesn't have to be one of them.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We all do dumb things. Paying too much for car insurance doesn't have to be one of them.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
6-2 Blue Jays. David Wells in your picture, last night's winner. Roy Halladay hopes that he is also. He leaves with 2 on and 2 out. And the last 4 series, split with the Athletics, split with the Angels, split with the Royals, swept by the Red Sox. So it's been a while since they've had a successful series. And the Graham Lloyd slider swung on and missed strike 1. Good numbers for Lloyd. 3 saves, of course, mostly in a setup situation. Hit per inning.
You can see the number of innings, 64 2/3. He worked a total of 37 innings for the Yankees last year. So Jim Fregosi has used him much more, or he's left him in the games longer to pitch to more hitters.
Outside, 1-1. Managers always look ahead. Bernie Williams would represent the tying run. He's on deck. Bernie, a switch hitter. And you'd think, well, Fregosi will automatically go to his closer, Billy Koch, but Bernie has really had trouble swinging the bat from the right side of the plate. You might even see Lloyd stick around to face him if the inning continues. Just off the inside corner, 2-1. Just a little bit of fancy footwork by Ricky Leday is what has given the Yankees somewhat of a ray of hope. Inning would have been over. Leday dodged Homer Bush's tag, got safely into second, later scored the second run. A good slider, 2-2.
4 breaking balls in a row to Paul O'Neill from Graham Lloyd. This one was up a little bit, but still had some bite on it towards that outside corner.
Might be the visit. The reason of the visit by Fletcher. 4 straight breaking balls. You want to go with another one, or you want to try to get him with a fastball?
Sounds like you've heard that conversation before.
And the answer is usually, hey, we've gone at him with 4 and he's missed 2. Why change now? Tapped out in front of the plate. Fletcher can't handle it. Little indecision, and the Yankees are going to get the tying run to the plate. Few bizarre happenings for the Blue Jays in this inning have given the Yankees a chance to get back in it. Fletcher's ball all the way, but with Lloyd being there, I think Darren took his eye off the ball for a moment.
And you saw Jim Fregosi say, I'm going to go get Koch. Here's the tapper. O'Neill stays with it. Fletcher comes out and, yep, just off the glove. E2. Fletcher. Boy, it looked like he went for it barehanded. Then ball hit his glove. On the turf, you can, well, he just didn't come up with it at all. Maybe in his haste to make the play, couldn't get it done.
So hope for the Yankees, and even though Koch is a great young rookie closer, they'll get Bernie Williams hitting from the left side of the plate with the bases loaded. Call to the bullpen brought to you by 10-10-345. Simple way to save on long distance.
Yeah, hi. I'm thinking about buying a large block of major building corporation. And what I'd like to know is what's the size of the market right now? Take your time. Yep.
When you have an investment question, does your online brokerage have anybody there to answer it? We do.
The Royale on Park, please. Thank you.
Hi, Joe Torre here. Please,
Joe
buckle your
Torre.
seatbelt.
Is Yankees. Yankees this, the Yankees that. I'm sick of the dang Yankees. Last year was a total fluke. Atlanta Braves team of the decade. Yankees suck. Here we are. I see you in October, son. Honey, you look lost.
There's big news in the shipping business. Now there's a shipper that confirms your packages were received. A shipper that uses digital scanners, lets you check on delivery by phone or internet, and can save you up to 65% over 2-day services. Which one is it?
The U.S. Postal Service.
Introducing delivery confirmation for priority mail. So, now what's your priority?
Like an eagle. New York Yankee baseball brought to you in part by MCS Cannon, keeping people in business. And by Propecia. Talk to your doctor today. Well, Jim Fregosi is going with his ace. You can't blame him for that, even though I think the Yankees are happy at least that Bernie Williams will get to swing from the left side of the plate. You add up those saves you add up all the other rookie saves combined in the major leagues, and they don't equal what Koch's total at 28. Got the perfect mentality, kind of that hockey goalie, field goal kicker. Captain Chaos was his nickname at Clemson, where your son Justin is playing. Loves these situations.
In fact, the Blue Jays, should say the Clemson Tigers, that year that he was drafted #1 by the Jays, drafted 4th overall in the first round. Their #1 pick was out of Clemson by the Pittsburgh Pirates, Chris Benson. So 2 make that Clemson Tiger pitchers in the first 4 picks in the draft.
So our quote book early on, as Joe Torre said, Bernie Williams putting a lot of pressure on himself because he's feeling like he has let his teammates down. He has not had a lot of big hits lately. And this is as good an opportunity as the Yankees have had in quite some time. It looked like they were absolutely done. Credit Ricky Leday with giving Bernie Williams this opportunity.
It's interesting, he started Bernie out with a slider, even though he does have a fastball that approaches 100.
There it goes, deep to right. And this game is tied.
Well, that'll do it for Roy Halladay's chances of picking up a win. Billy Koch last week in Seattle gave up a game-losing home run in the bottom of the 9th to Tom Lapkin of the Seattle Mariners.
And here's another threat for the Yankees as Strawberry steps in. So the recent numbers said Bernie much better from the left side of the plate. That was the plus for the Yankees, his 23rd of the year, 7th grand slam. And now Strawberry ahead in the count 2-0.
Even though you throw near 100, you have to get it in good places to fastball hitters. And that's not a good place where it ended up. Wow, 1 pitch and everything turns around.
Lead on that fastball, 2-1.
Oh, he knew it too. That last fastball to Darryl was 98. Started him with a slider, and Bernie geared up for the heat. And that was a no-doubter too.
It was one of those you're on the bench. He said, I didn't know it was going out till he swung. I mean, as soon as you heard the sound, that's in for a strike to Strawberry, 2-2. So Again, go back to the not in the box score play is the fancy footwork of Ricky Leday. Has taken a win away from Roy Halladay, and outstanding performance down the drain. That's ripped down in the corner. It stays fair, hops off the wall. Strawberry will leg out a double.
I mean, Koch is throwing hard, 96, 97, 98, but I believe another pitch that was centered.
Oh, we might get our first look at Alfonso Soriano.
There's that right down the middle. And Darrell turns on it. It hits a rocket that almost jumps over the wall. Sean Green gets it back in, but it's a two-base hit for Straw.
So Alfonso Soriano, recent call up from Columbus, will go into pinch run for Darryl Strawberry, and he'll represent the lead run. Little two-out outburst here by the Yankees has given this team new life.
Soriano's first major league appearance, running for Darryl Strawberry.
Well, it might be a sign of good things to come for the youngster, because I'm not sure, but I believe Alex Rodriguez's first appearance was as a pinch runner.
Cal Ripken's first appearance was as a pinch runner.
Can be the start of some great things. They're going to walk Tino Martinez. Man, I mean, on an intentional walk, Koch still throws it about 95. Fletcher's got to get out there in a hurry.
And the reason I know Cal Ripken's was because he ran for me.
Posada waiting on deck. And again, this is a situation the Yankees are not unhappy with some of the matchups that Jim Fregosi has given them tonight. We know Tino Martinez's history as an RBI man, but Jorge Posada has 2 hits tonight. Expanded roster, so Joe Torre with his extra set of eyes and ears on the bench, and Don Zimmer discussing who they might use and when and where. Posada started this off against Halladay with a single. Leday hit into a force play. Chili Davis hit into what looked like an inning-ending double play, but Leday got into second. And then Knobloch's walk, Jeter's single. O'Neill reached on an error, and Bernie Williams' grand slam homer tied it. And the 2-out double by Strawberry, a walk to Tino Martinez, and here's where we stand as Posada is the 10th man to bat in the inning. Foul at the plate, strike 1.
Another good swing of the fastball. There's Mariano Rivera warming up in the bullpen, which leads me to believe that Koch is throwing hard, but it's relatively firm, which I mean by that is straight. Not much movement.
There's a good breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Posada's been tough tonight with 2 strikes. That's how he got a hit in his first at bat in this inning. Soriano at second, his major league debut. Tino Martinez at first with 2 out. Got him. Moved back across the corner. Posada knew it. Koch strikes him out to end the inning, but the damage is done. Bernie Williams' 7th grand slam has tied this game at 6. We head to the bottom of the 8th.
Excuse me, do you have the time? Do you have the time? Do you have... Excuse me, sir, do you have the time? Sir, I beg your pardon, do you have time? Anyone? Time? Anyone? Anybody? Time? Time?
kind of rooms you got?
King size.
You got room service?
Donuts and coffee.
Got entertainment?
All rooms have every movie ever made in every language, anytime, day or night.
How is that possible?
Could your business use the bandwidth to change everything? Ride the light. Quest.
Just a bit of magic. Oh, you gotta see it. Slightly unexpected. Perfectly perfected. Ahead of your head, I said. Our stuff is what dreams are made of. Time to bring it on home.
Mini DV, made possible by Panasonic. Just slightly ahead of our time.
Oh, just a bit of magic.
You can get your hands on a Gateway PC at Gateway Country Stores. Now in New York.
Tied at 6, we go to the bottom of the 8th. Clay Bellinger will take over at third base. And a disappointing ending to that inning for Billy Koch, wasting a solid starting performance by Roy Halladay. You mentioned, Kenny, it's the second time he's been burned in the last week. Mendoza will stay on and do the pitching, and he'll face Jacob Brumfield, rather. So neither starter now a part of the decision. In for a strike. It's one of those decisions that Jim Fregosi made the last inning, even though the numbers spelled out quite strongly that Bernie Williams had been struggling from the right side of the plate. Fouled out of play 0-2. But most of the time a manager he's not interested in matchups with a closer. He figures if he's got a guy that, I mean, if you're Billy Koch or Mariano Rivera, you can get out left-handers or right-handers.
Or right-handers.
But he just happened to, you mentioned he threw that fastball that was pretty straight.
Right in Bernie's wheelhouse.
Outside 1-2. Even during his heyday, the great Nolan Ryan, I can remember in pregame meetings where hitters would say, or managers would say, early in the game, make him get his curveball over. If he doesn't, even as hard as he throws, it can be straight and you can still do some damage. Good pitch by Mendoza. That had some late movement. Brumfield down on strikes.
Brumfield, it looked like he took a glance out at the mound after he swung and missed this pitch. No, he's looking to see where it went. A good sinking. Yeah, he did look out there.
A lot of hitters do. A lot of hitters feel that because of the movement on Mendoza's sinker, that he loads it up, because that's the ball. That's the way a ball, a spitter would break. Nelson and Stanton, your relievers. And Jim Fregosi will go to his bench right now, bring up Willie Green to pinch hit for young Vernon Wells. Fouled out of play, strike one.
Green has not had as good a year as the Blue Jays would have liked. Just 205, but he has hit 12 home runs, but he has worn out the Baltimore Orioles. All season long, he's got hits, home runs, and just turned into Willie Stargell against them.
Revenge. 0-2. Green was property of the Orioles. Came up with the Reds. Highly rated prospect, never developed into a good fielder. Always good potential as a hitter. 1-2. Outside, 2-2.
Willie Green, a high school teammate.
Fouled at the plate, stays alive. Still 2-2. Homer Bush on deck. Tell you about some baseball history in just a moment.
Happens every day.
Right field, O'Neill coming on is, yes, did he? Yes, he did. Looked like he had to fight that out of the lights, that sinking liner, and he caught it at turf high.
Anytime you get those sinking line drives, it can be difficult because those are the ones that get in the lights, not the high fly balls. They're above the lights. But O'Neill stays with it, got the glove underneath it, and makes the catch. Second base umpire Mike Riley was out there to make sure he did.
Two-way, here's Homer Bush. Tonight in Cincinnati, Sammy Sosa hit his 60th home run and becomes the first major leaguer ever to hit at least 60 home runs in 2 different seasons. In for a strike to Homer.
The Cubs have 60 wins yet?
I don't think so.
No.
They're stuck on about
55.
Yeah.
Don't want to go above the speed limit.
On the corner. 0-2.
So far, Mendoza has a lot of movement on that sinking fastball.
Pitching a big inning right here after your team gets 5 to tie it. Give the Yankees an opportunity in the 9th, and they still have a well-rested Mariano Rivera out in the bullpen. He got him to chase the breaking ball. Mendoza, with a very effective 1-2-3 inning, has retired 4 in a row. We are tied at 6, headed to the 9th.
Football fans, catch some of the tri-state area's outstanding teams and players on the high school game of the week. Hunterdon Central battles Hillsborough Sunday on MSG.
The grass is maintained. It's cut twice a day. Like 85% of the game's in, like I said, one form of the dirt or another. This clay here is from St. Louis. Supposed to be 22 inches to the back of the rubber, 6 inches across and 6 inches in front. Got it down to about an inch and an eighth at this point. A good pitcher makes a good mound, and a good team makes a great field. And we happen to have both right now.
More angles, more insight. MSG, it's more than just a game.
It'll be a 1-1 pitch. He popped him up. He's going to get it. Groshus down from third. Groshus makes the catch. Ball game over. A perfect game. A perfect game for David Cone. It is the 3rd perfect game in Yankee Stadium history.
The Yankees begin their final homestand of '99 when they clash with the Chicago White Sox September 21st through the 23rd. Get your tickets now.
If you're a New York sports fan, you know 4 minutes on a local newscast just doesn't cut it. That's why every night the place to turn is MSG Sports Desk, presented by Chevrolet. Join the one and only Marv Albert, along with Deb Kaufman and Bill Daughtry, for the complete story on all the local and national sports news. Plus an incredible lineup of some of the biggest names in sports right in the Sports Desk studios. It's New York sports for the New York sports fan. MSG Sports Desk, presented by Chevrolet, only on MSG Network. It's more than just a game.
Well, if you gave up, if you're a Yankee fan and gave up in the top of the 8th with 2 out and just came back and said, well, let's see what the final was, you've got to be shocked, as everyone here at Skydome is. With 2 out, and there was the man that made it all happen with his base running play. Allowed Bernie Williams to come to the plate and hit his 7th career grand slam, and we are tied at 6. Outside corner, strike 1. Jose Cruz Jr. has gone in to take over center field in place of Vernon Wells. Right field hit well. Green coming on. Well, he had the same problem O'Neill did, and he recovers. Well, they got to change the angle of the lights here, I think, at Skydome. Boy, that's nasty.
Yeah, that deserves a wow. You saw him say wow after he made the play. The only thing you're hoping is that you don't want it to hit you in the head. I mean, because you can't see it, and maybe at that last split second, you see the ball come out of the lights, and you hope your glove is in the proper position, because you don't have that much time to make the adjustment.
It is amazing how quick your brain will tell your
head to get out of the way.
Where to go. I mean, just those quick reactions that saved what would have probably been a double or triple. Bellinger's first at bat after Soho was pinch hit for by Chili Davis. And catch up with that one.
Had a big thrill on hitting that home run on September 2nd against Oakland. First major league homer for Clay Bellinger. Had the whole town of Indiana, New York on their feet.
Toward third, Fernandez there. Offline, and Bellinger's safe. Things coming apart for the Blue Jays in the last couple innings. The Fletcher error, and now Fernandez with a wide throw.
Blue Jays had a stretch where they made 23 errors in 27 games. And they might be getting back to that type of play. And give Bellinger credit for hustling down the line, which keeps the pressure on the infielder to make the throw fairly quickly. And that one was offline.
Easiest thing you can do as a big leaguer, run hard till you're out. Bellinger did. Knobloch, who again in that 8th inning, a key 2-out walk. Keep the inning alive. That gets by Fletcher, and the Yankees will have the lead run in scoring position. It's become the bad news Blue Jays here in the 8th and 9th.
Looked like that ball sailed on Fletcher, but it's going to be a pass ball charged to the catcher.
I think those plays have the attention of their manager.
Fletcher reaches off the webbing of the glove, and you can see Knobloch immediately signaling to Bellinger, get going.
Carlos Delgado, who was the captain. Del Fregosi took over. He said, I don't have captains, and nothing against Delgado, but he took that title away. But you can see Delgado, the veteran, coming in to give some words of encouragement to Koch. Now here's where Knobloch, who's done well with runners in scoring position, he almost has to take this guy the other way. He's pretty tough to pull. Outside, 2-0.
Looked like Fletcher had trouble coming up with that pitch. That ball might have sailed or something. And immediately he changed baseballs. Sometimes those balls have a nick in them, or they do funny things on the way to home plate. Sometimes they're put there on purpose.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Some pitchers been known to do that. On the corner, 2-1.
Not to suggest that Koch does that, because he doesn't need to.
Jeter waiting on deck. Yankees could not hope for a better situation. They have Knobloch, who has not had many good at-bats in this series, but Chuck's done well with runners in scoring position, and Jeter waiting on deck. Foul down the right field side. 2-2. Spoljaric the lefty, Quantrill the righty. Yankees would at least like to see this game stay in a holding pattern. You don't often see a closer used for more than 2 innings, and Koch is in his 2nd inning. You note the outfielders very shallow, trying to put themselves in a position to throw out Bellinger on a base hit.
It's a quick decision for third base coach Willie Randolph as to whether to send him or not.
Up the middle, Batista to Delgado, didn't get it.
Once again, it's the hustle. And Batista, I thought this ball was hit harder, but I guess it wasn't. It was kind of off the end of the bat.
Might have hit
get
the
through the infield, yeah. But Knobloch hustling down the line. And you see the throw off balance. Couldn't get much on the throw. And there's the hustle of Chuck Knobloch. He was safe. Ball, yep, hit the mound, took one big hop. Knobloch hustling for all he's worth. Legs out an infield hit. That's what hustle is all about.
Hey, Sim's used to those photo finishes, man. He was ready for that one.
That's what hustling is all about.
Batista going to his left, just could not get enough on the throw. And now a big meeting on the mound between Homer Bush, Delgado, Fletcher, and Koch. The Blue Jays will be at semi-double play depth. Runners at the corners, and this is where Willie Randolph with some quick words to Clay Bellinger. You have to know ahead of time what you're going to do if you're Bellinger at third. Yankees score, he'll be the pitcher. Inside corner, strike one.
Jeter's already driven in one tonight. Trying to inch up on that 100 RBI mark.
Ball and a strike.
Looked like two sliders to start him out with.
Derek, like Knobloch, good numbers with runners in scoring position. In on the hands. Wow, that is called getting in the kitchen. I mean, Koch used that slide step and then threw it about 100 miles an hour and
looked like the pitch was a ball. Yeah, that was going to be ball too, but Jeter seemed to bring that front arm in. That right arm into towards that hip. He's going to have to get a new piece of lumber to do some business here.
Not an easy task right now. You see Bellinger stretching those legs. Not an easy task with 1 and 2 against Billy Koch. And the goal here would at least be, just a little trickling 70-foot ground ball toward the right side will get the run home. Easier said than done. Off the edge, 2 and 2.
Good eye by Jeter, and as I mentioned yesterday, that's the pitch that a couple of years ago. We're getting the heat now. September baseball. You got to love it. Every pitch is a big one.
Well, these emotions built up because of what happened to his team in the 8th. This game, I'm sure most everyone here thought the Blue Jays had in their pocket the way Halladay was pitching. Good approach there. Jeter stays alive.
Yeah, that one was a strike. Now, the thing about it I mentioned with Jeter, he's become a much better hitter because his strike zone recognition is a lot better. He's taking more close pitches, doesn't chase that slider blown away quite as much. So he gets the counts more in his favor. That's how you become a better hitter.
Way inside. And the count is full. Joe Torre looks out at Jose Cardinal. The situation you would expect Knobloch to be off. 3-2-1 out.
So now the Blue Jays accordingly will bring the infield in because there's no chance to turn a double play now.
Inside, he walked him, and the Yankees have him loaded. And Billy Koch, big break. Even if the Yankees don't score, they got the closer out of the game. Koch still, I think, staring in at Laz Diaz, hoping they might get that last call, but the call will go to Paul Spoljaric. He's got this is not good. This is not good.
Now Diaz is not going to take any guff from any rookie.
Now there's some bumping going on there.
Now Fregosi is just trying to keep Koch away from the umpire.
I don't know what kind of name calling went on, but it is unusual to see an umpire charge back at a player. And Koch must have used something awfully strong to get the ire of Laz Diaz. And of course, it all was on that close pitch to Derek Jeter, and most of it is frustration by the Blue Jays.
I don't think he threw him out of the game.
Pitching change made. Spoljaric coming in, bases loaded, just 1 out. Yankees in a chance to win it. Back after this.
So, what are you gonna do tonight?
Integrity is the foundation. Humanity is the stone. Compassion is the mortar. Strength is the steel. These are the values that build this company. These are the values behind the products we offer and the services we provide. For more than 150 years, these are the values that have made New York Life the company you keep.
I think they should declare DVD watching a sport. It takes concentration, manual dexterity. 2 points. You're good. Oh, yes, I am.
Buy an RCA DVD player, only $249 at The Wiz. Get 12 free DVD rentals plus 5 free DVD movies. Buy a Sony DVD player, only $349. And get 10 free DVD rentals plus another 5 free movies. Only at The Wiz.
Hey, 20 points. Oh, man.
A surprising turnaround here in the last couple innings. The Yankees down 6-1 showed no signs whatsoever of getting to Roy Halladay. And some hustling by Ricky Leday. Bernie Williams grand slam. Some bad fielding and then a call on this pitch. Blue Jays thought it was strike 3. Now that ball's clearly outside.
You see Fletcher had to move the glove too. That's an indication that it's a ball. It had the height, and that's what they're arguing about. But the reason why he didn't throw Koch out of the game, he was already out of the game. But you can still throw somebody out who's been taken out of a game, which means they'll get an automatic fine.
Fregosi going percentage lefty to lefty, but those things have not worked tonight. O'Neill 4 for 11 and a home run off Spoljaric, so he's done well against him. High ball 1. Big decision for Fregosi. It probably wasn't big for him, but the key point for the Yankees is when Bernie Williams got to turn around to the left side and hit against Billy Koch after Bernie had really been struggling from the right side for the last couple of weeks. Double play depth and pretty well straight away in the outfield. Deep to right. Green at the track. Looking up and gone. O'Neill's second home run off Spoljaric. 2 grand slams in 2 innings. And the Yankees take a 10-6 lead. Yep, eventually they'll hit.
Each time that Jim Fregosi's gone to the bullpen for a reliever, the first man he's faced has hit a grand slam home run. And that has chased a lot of people home. Not only the Yankees on the bases, but a lot of these Blue Jay fans are headed for the exits.
Wow. What a stunner. I mean, that is not only a big lift for the Yankees, obvious. Ball 1 to Bernie, but this, if it holds up, I think will have some impact on tomorrow night's game. Now you say why? Well, you know, the Blue Jays had some hope. They thought they might get back in this wild card race. Paul O'Neill's 16th homer. It's fouled out of play, but just like that, with Boston winning, now they're back. Another look at it.
Right in the wheelhouse. Breaking ball down and in on a 1-0 pitch, and he knew it. Paul O'Neill.
Zim recognized that sound, didn't he?
You can have your eyes closed and know that was going somewhere.
High to Bernie.
The thing about Bernie and coming in and hitting left-handed, he's hit 23 home runs now. 18 of them have been from the left-hand side of the plate. Now, for a switch hitter, you almost always hit more home runs from the left side. You get up many more times. But Bernie's hit 5 right-handed. I would guarantee you he hit most of those 5 before he hurt that shoulder.
Right. Chopper to Fernandez. This one is on target, and there are 2 away. It was the errant throw by Tony Fernandez that gave the Yankees life here. in the 9th inning. And Alfonso Soriano, much heralded prospect the Yankees have. He started at Norwich with the Navigators. That's combined numbers. And pretty scary, the ceiling for this guy talent-wise, when you hear Yankee people say he is as advanced or maybe more so than Jeter was. In on the hands, Brumfield to put it away, and the inning is over, but the damage is done. Grand slams in the 8th and 9th by Bernie Williams and Paul O'Neill. And the Yankees suddenly have taken a 10-6 lead.
Draft beer is an extension of the brewery brought to you, and what I mean by that is beer in its most perfect condition. It's actually beer from a finishing tank at the brewery that is put into a keg. It's then kept refrigerated all the way to your local bar or restaurant. The result is a taste and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer. Draft beer is beer at its best, and there's nothing better than an ice-cold Budweiser Draft.
If a penny saved is a penny earned, you're about to earn a lot.
McDonald's has a new way to save your pennies. A great new Mickey D's Dollar Deal. Get a 6-piece chicken McNuggets for $1 or a 20-piece for just $3. 6-piece for $1 or 20-piece for $3. But hurry in, this dollar deal ends soon.
The new Nissans are here, and there's something for everyone. Like the new Maxima 2000, the 222 horsepower sports sedan the automotive press can't stop raving about. Or the totally new Xterra, with everything you need and nothing you don't. Plus, there's still time to get $2,000 cash back on the 99.5 Pathfinder, which no other SUV outperformed in recent government crash tests. Get to your Nissan dealer, because they have something for everyone. Offer ends September 30th.
Sure, digital copiers are nice, but only carbon copies do this.
I like that snap. Let's go with the carbons.
If business were that easy, you wouldn't need us. Update your office technology with MCS Canon.
That's some long faces, and you can't blame them. As Jim Fregosi said, they almost have to win every game, and they thought they had this one won, but a couple of errors. Hustling by Leday. Can't say enough about Ricky Leday's getting out of that double play to allow the Yankees a chance to win. There's Rivera's numbers. You add up the walks and hits, and they're less than his innings pitched. That's domination. Not a safe situation.
Well, the starters have done a good job for the Jays lately, but the relievers have not.
I don't know if I'd want to be the first reporter to say to Fregosi, did you give any thought to letting Graham Lloyd face Bernie Williams and keep him on the right side of the plate? He is stewing right now. David Segui will lead off the 9th against Rivera. Couple of strikeouts and a couple of hits. And Mo has been pretty tough to score on the last 18 appearances. That's the
pretty tough.
Third longest streak this year. Jeff Zimmerman, who is, I know Palmeiro's having a triple crown year, but if you asked Johnny Oates who his next most valuable player is, I don't think there'd be any doubt it's Jeff Zimmerman and what he's done for that bullpen. He strung together 29 2/3, and then rookie right-hander Scott Williamson of the Cincinnati Reds went almost 24 innings of scoreless ball.
I think Cincinnati's the only team that has two closers with 20 or more saves. They kind of split it between the two guys.
Danny Graves, good rookie bullpen that the Reds have come up with. Towards second, Knobloch is there. One away in the Blue Jay 9th. Now, the little things in baseball, you love to see guys get rewarded for. You know, it would have been very easy for Ricky Leday, after he ducked out of the way of Bush's tag, to, you know, if he's just a tick slower in hustling into second, that inning's over. And I have to say the game's over, because it would have been 6-1 going to the ninth. Strike one to Green.
Yeah, the longest distance starts with those short steps.
Yep. And I have a feeling Joe Torre will address that on our Jeep post-game report. Ball and a strike. Joined us late. David Cone had quite a night. He had 10 strikeouts. Stuff was great. A couple of walks early on, but 2 two-run homers. And he left the game, and it looked like the Yankees were sure losers. You can tell by that picture who is behind right now. It's 1-2 to Green. Strike three called, and the Blue Jays down to their last out.
Mariano's had some rest. Yankees haven't needed him of late because of the fact they've been losing some ball games. So, but even so, he comes in throwing strikes.
Delgado one away from the golden sombrero. He has struck out 3 times and reached on an error. So even though I think in normal circumstances it's just solid pitching, good hitting, play well in the field with a veteran team like the Yankees is still going to prevail in the end, but you certainly can't discount the little Leday play in the 8th inning tonight. Broken bat looped out toward short left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Delgado will settle for a single, and that'll keep the inning alive for Toronto.
Been an awful lot of bats in this series. The first 2 games of it just out of commission.
They're getting green lumber up there. I mean, the pitchers are throwing hard, but we have seen some splintered bats.
That one drops in for the base hit. Another one to throw on the fire.
Good hitters that I played with, and you may have done the same thing. Guys like Rod Carew, Tony Oliva, Pete Rose that I was around. Pete Rose would go months without breaking a bat. Hit it in the center of the barrel all the time. High pitch to Fernandez for a ball.
See Bellinger in at third base. Joe Torre signaling to him that Tony Fernandez will try and drop down a bunt.
Ball and a strike. Mendoza would stand to get the win if Rivera gets another out. Well deserved. Ramiro came in and retired 4 in a row after Alan Watson had a rocky 8th inning. Fouled out of play, and the Blue Jays down to their last strike. Following our Yankee coverage, the MSG Sports Desk presented by Chevrolet. Marv with Percy Ellsworth of the Giants. Another setback for Jason Williams, and highlights of the Rockies-Mets game. And then at midnight right here on MSG, what you missed on the Sports Desk, you'll pick up on Fox Sports News. Yankees will be back here tomorrow night. Note the time change. It'll be a half-hour later start. It'll start at 7:30. That'll do it. Fernandez down on strikes in a remarkable comeback win, powered by a pair of grand slam home runs.
This game in my mind kind of rivals that game of a year ago in Oakland where the Yankees scored, what, 9 in the 9th?
When Strawberry hit the grand slam.
Yeah, the same sort of thing. To erase a deficit and come back to win. And look, a little more emphasis on the handshakes tonight as they congratulate themselves on the victory.
Yeah, there's a little weight off those shoulders. The Blue Jays snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. They had this game. A walk, a couple errors, and Yankees, as good teams do, took advantage of it. So that's a big relief. It's a victory of relief as much as anything for the Yankees. With the Red Sox winning big, they will see their lead stay at 3.5 games. And it should be a pretty happy post-game meal inside the Toronto clubhouse. Lots to talk about in this one. It was a wild one. Yankees win at 10-6. Back after this.
this summer. Put the bold new Cadillac Escalade to the test. And don't let anything stop you. Then put our lease to the test. Lease a new 99 Escalade for just $549 a month. Call for complete lease details. You'll even get a 3-year SmartCare basic maintenance contract at no extra charge. So drive an Escalade today and put Cadillac to the test.
Some people will naturally put themselves out for others. Which is why one day, we hope that Rebecca's favorite job will be with the world's favorite airline.
New York Rangers hockey is back. The new-look Broadway Blues heat up with a preseason face-off against the rival New Jersey Devils. Monday night, right here on MSG.
The grass is maintained. It's cut twice a day. Like 85% of the game's in, like I said, one form of the dirt or another. This clay here is from St. Louis. It's supposed to be 22 inches to the back of the rubber, 6 inches across and 6 inches in front. Got it down to about an inch and an eighth at this point. A good pitcher makes a good mound, and a good team makes a great field. And we happen to have both right now.
More angles, more insight. MSG, it's more than just a game.
Homeowners, call Garden State Brick Base Windows and Exteriors and get a new house without having to move or spend a fortune. That's right. You can give your home a new look and feel, any look you desire. And it just takes one phone call. For years, we've been beautifying thousands of area homes, making them more energy efficient while increasing their value. Brick, stucco, stone, siding, and windows. Quality craftsmanship, most work done within a week. All maintenance-free and fully guaranteed. Let us help you design the perfect look for your home. Call Garden State Brick Face Windows and Exteriors. To find out if our unique products are right for you, call now for a free telephone consultation. It just takes a few minutes. There's absolutely no obligation. 100% financing available. So why wait when a simple call can get you a great new house without spending a fortune? Attention homeowners, get the facts on stucco today. Ask us about our traditional stucco with lifetime guarantee versus synthetic stucco. Call 1-800-647-1600.
And a wild one here at Sky Dome, the Yankees, who came up with 9 runs in the last 2 innings. They win this one 10-6. We're going to head down right now to the floor of the dome where Al Troutwig is standing by with one of the heroes of tonight's game in a most unlikely fashion. Al?
Jim, normally in sports when you say an athlete took a dive, it's a bad thing. But Ricky Leday took a dive, and it was a great thing for the Yankees tonight. Stunning back-to-back grand slams. Ricky, tremendous heads up and hustle. Obviously, when that play was over, you knew you had done something good for your team.
When it happens, I mean, sometimes they get noticed. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. But, today it did make a great, outcome in the game.
All right, let's talk about it. We're going to call it the Budweiser play of the game. It could have turned into an inning-ending double play were it not for 2 moments of smart thinking by Ricky Leday. To dive there and then to still hustle to the bag. Were you thinking?
That's the only thing that I can do. He was kind of charging hard on the play, and I just, I said, I just gonna, dive and see what's happening, and it went great for us.
Ricky, sometimes when a game is in progress, it feels like a loss. 6-1, they're up. Right before the 8th inning, I don't know if the teams saw it, but it was up there. The update from the Boston game, they had a huge lead. It was on that huge screen for the entire team to see. What was it like in the dugout then?
It's kind of tough when you're losing, but then, we got a pretty good team. We all professionals, and we know that, the main thing is to win. It doesn't matter what the other team do. We all know that they're close, but, the main thing is winning, and today we came up, big, and the guys kind of, put everything together again, and we kind of came up with the win.
Some mistakes in the field again tonight. Paul O'Neill drops a ball that he makes 99 times out of 100, and David Cone throws the ball wild. Was there at any moment where you said to yourself, what is going on here?
Yeah, we were playing a little bad, but, like I said, the guy's going to pick it up, and from now on, hopefully today, it's a start of good things to happen.
Tells us an awful lot about Bernie Williams and Paul O'Neill in the midst of struggling a little bit. They come through with those 2 big hits.
Yeah, they always battle, and it doesn't matter. What happened in the game. They're always there. They kind of seems that they forget what happens in that bats before, and they kind of put their mind into it, and today it's paid off.
Your pal and rookie Alfonso Soriano's got quite a swing. He made his major league debut tonight. It's been a nice thing that you and Luis Sojo have done for him and D'Angelo Jimenez. Right away, they're in the card games. Right away, I saw you go out shopping maybe or somewhere here in Toronto. Looks like it was fun for you, though.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I was there last year, and I know, probably what they're thinking and everything. So we just trying, to make them feel comfortable here, and I think that they got a pretty good careers they will have.
All right, Ricky, good hustle. You used your noodle, and it all worked out great. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, that's Ricky Ledet, good enough to join us here on the field. A lot of Yankee fans, and I want to tell you, if you were a Yankee fan, to be in an opposing building for a game like this, it's something you won't forget for a while. 10-6 the final. We'll be back with lots more of our post-game coverage, but right now, Deb Kaufman's at the Garden.
Thanks, Alan. The Red Sox probably looked at the scoreboard and thought they were going to be moving 2.5 games behind the Yankees. Imagine the looks on their faces when the out-of-town scoreboard flashed a Yankee win. The Sox will stay 3.5 back, though. They won 12-3. Trot Nixon and Troy O'Leary with home runs. We showed you the update. Octavio Dotel getting lit up in Colorado. Not exactly a warm welcome to Coors Field for the Mets rookie. It's Colorado now leading the Mets 7-1, bottom of the 7th. The Braves do have a chance to gain some ground on the Mets if the Mets should falter against the Rockies. This one is just underway, though, and Atlanta has a 1-0 lead. The Reds actually lost a game, so the Mets catch a break there. The Reds' 7-game winning streak is over. Henry Rodriguez broke a 1-all tie in the 7th, and it ends 4-3. What a game the Yankees played tonight. Marv has the late sports desk presented by Chevrolet. More from New York right after this.
Gerda?
No.
Gidget?
Nope.
Nanook? Pandora?
Nah.
Hunting slugs and snails with my... Parenting. The next big thing from the McKinneys. LS. The next big thing from Saturn. Room for parents. Room for kids. Same dent-resistant doors.
Imagine if people could just order things online, and out they came. Into their homes. Into their offices. Well, maybe someday. But today, the best way to get stuff off the web is UPS. In fact, UPS delivers more e-business shipments than anyone else. So to ship from the virtual world, rely on the same people you rely on in the real world. UPS, moving at the speed of e-business.
The post-game, including the clubhouse report, is still ahead. And then when the Yankee coverage is finished, Marv will have it from right here in the studio. All the baseball. Jason Williams will be out until January. That's confirmed. Barry Sanders may play again. Surprise, surprise. And Percy Ellsworth, the defensive star from the New York Giants, will join Marv in the studio. They will talk about last week's big win and next week's game against the Redskins. But for now, let's send it back to Toronto.
Well, back at Skydome, let's check out the Jeep game summary. It was a wild one. 10-6, the Yankees score 9 in the last 2. Mendoza wins it. Koch, the loser. Each team with 2 home runs. Green and Fletcher, a couple of 2-run jobs. But Williams and O'Neill, they were both grand slams. And that's how the Yankees won the game. Let's check out our Dodge drive of the game.
And as you might expect, it was Paul O'Neill in the 9th inning. This is the one that won the ball game off of Paul Sprogieri. The new Dodge drive of the game is Paul O'Neill's 16th home run of the year and his 4th career grand slam, right on time as the Yankees win by a score of 10-6.
So 2 swings took a lot of weight off the shoulders of the Yankees. They break the slump. They break out with 10 runs, took advantage of some Toronto errors. Once again, the final score, the Yankees win it 10-6. Coming up next, our Jeep post-game report with Al Trautwig and Michael Kay. We'll be with you tomorrow night, a half hour later. Feature on the Blue Jays' great all-around right fielder, Sean Green. The Marriott Marquis Scorecard Show will start at 7 o'clock. Pettit and Hentgen, the pitchers. Following our coverage, Marv Albert is at the MSG Sports Desk, presented by Chevrolet. And what you missed there, pick up at midnight on Fox Sports News, right here on MSG. Things did not look good. Yep, O'Neill was working on that swing, as all the Yankee hitters were. David Cone with a dominating performance, 10 strikeouts, but a pair of 2-run homers made it look like the Yankees were going to come out on the short end of this. Tough night for Chuck Knobloch. long faces of the Yankee dugout the first 8 innings. All smiles for the Blue Jays, but that turned around for Cone and the Yankees thanks to 2 Grand Slam home runs. For Leon Schreier, Bill Webb, Eddie Caginelli, Michael Cooney, our entire crew, my partner Ken Singleton, Jim Cott saying so long from Skydome. Yankees win at 10-6.
New York Yankees baseball has been brought to you by the 68,000 professionals at Delta Airlines. By that irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's? By Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete. By Charles Schwab. Send your Schwab IRA overnight with FedEx. You'll feel great in the morning. And by The Wiz, your ticket to entertainment.
If a penny saved is a penny earned, you're about to earn a lot.
McDonald's has a new way to save your pennies. A great new Mickey D's Dollar Deal. Get a 6-piece chicken McNuggets for $1 or a 20-piece for just $3. 6-piece for $1 or 20-piece for $3. But hurry in, this dollar deal ends soon.
The new Nissans are here, and there's something for everyone. Like the new Maxima 2000, the 222 horsepower sports sedan the automotive press can't stop raving about. And the newly redesigned and improved 2000 Altima. Plus, there's still time to get $2,000 cash back on the 99.5 Pathfinder, which no other SUV outperformed in recent government crash tests. Get to your Nissan dealer because they have something for everyone. Offer ends September 30th.
This is an I Don't Believe What I Just Saw edition of the Jeep Post-Game Report. It's brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep dealers. Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s on earth. We are back live on MSG at Skydome in Toronto. You should have heard the groans, not once but twice, in the 8th and 9th inning from the Toronto Blue Jays fans who had earlier in the game given a standing ovation send-off to their outstanding starter, Roy Halladay. But boy, did things change after that. Ramiro Mendoza solid in relief, and closer Billy Koch takes a very tough-to-take loss. Hi, everybody. I'm Al Troutwig. If you didn't see this entire game, I can't explain to you how this game was in the hands of the Toronto Blue Jays. This game was over. The Yankees were dropping balls, missing throws, pickoffs going wide of Tino Martinez, and the Toronto Blue Jays led 6-1. But then, in 2 stunning developments, the Yankees finally, for the first time in a while, took advantage of the mistakes of the opposition like they do when they're going well. Let's begin with the way this game started for the New York Yankees, and of course a large part of the focus is going to be on David Cone. We jump to the 5th inning, and the ball gets by on the pickoff attempt. So Vernon Wells is all the way over at third with nobody out. Now this is a 2-1 game at this point, so things are tight. Homer Bush popped out, David Segui struck out, and Sean Green, a comebacker, glove save and a beauty by David Cone. So he did the job, and that run at third base did not score. So he looks like he's doing okay. We go now to the second big play of the game, 6th inning, and this is when really the air came out of David Cone's game completely. Darren Fletcher was at the plate. He had given up a single to Tony Fernandez, and kaboom. That made it 4-1 Toronto. Obviously the karma's not good. The Yankees are looking up on the scoreboard. They see that the Boston Red Sox are winning big, and yet they overcame all of that. Now, Alan Watson allowed the Toronto Blue Jays 2 extra runs in the 7th inning, which has not been the way he's pitching lately. So it's 6-1 going to the 8th inning. Now here's the deal. The hustle of Ricky Leday that we talked about is a big part of what allowed the Yankees to succeed, plus a big-time decision by Tim Fregosi, the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays, to go into his bullpen and set up the matchup. So let's go to the 8th inning now. The Yankees got a leadoff single from Jorge Posada. Ricky Leday reached on a fielder's choice. Chili Davis pinch hitting. Homer Bush does the right thing. You got to get the out, right? But Ricky Leday hustled into second, beating the tag of Tony Batista. So the inning is prolonged. Paul O'Neill's the hitter. Who's going to get it? And Darren Fletcher misplayed it. I'll tell you what, Graham Lloyd had to get out of the way. Now Billy Koch inside, who knows, 96, 97 miles an hour, and Bernie Williams crushes it, a grand slam. So the Blue Jays were bumming. How about their starter? Yeah, he was bumming too. Now we go to the 9th inning, and the Yankees would do more of the same. The key at bat there really was the spinning around to face, or allowing Billy Koch to face Bernie Williams, because that put Bernie on the left side. Bernie, as we know, normally is a tougher out on the right side, but not since the middle of August when the shoulder started bothering him. Against the numbers went Jim Fregosi, and he paid for it. Now, in the 9th inning, the Yankees have bases loaded. Another misplay by Tony Fernandez, an error on a throw allows Clay Bellinger to reach, then a single by Knobloch, a walk by Jeter, and Spoljera comes in, and Paul O'Neill hits it into the bullpen. And he was grooving, because on the night he had been 0 for 3, hit into another one of those double plays that he's done so often this season, and somehow overcoming whatever you'd have to do in that situation. Bernie Williams and Paul O'Neill, grand slams in the 8th and 9th inning, and the Yankees win this one in stunning fashion to keep pace with the Boston Red Sox. Their lead remains at 3.5 games. So here is who did the damage, and you can see, as we just saw, it was all Paul O'Neill and all Bernie Williams as the top part of the order comes through. A hit for Chuck Knobloch, a hit and 2 runs for Derek Jeter, a hit for Darryl Strawberry. Jorge Posada had a couple, Ricky Leday added 1, and that was how the Yankees won this one. So they take David Cone off the hook. He throws 111 pitches, is lifted after the 6th inning. It'll be interesting to hear how Joe Torre explains that. Maybe he wants David to be ready to pitch on Sunday. Alan Watson gets picked up by Ramiro Mendoza, and Mariano Rivera does the job in the 9th. Back after this.
You're watching the Jeep Postgame Report, brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep dealer. Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s on earth.
They say technology gives you the freedom to experience the world, especially when it's so affordable. Like a 2000 Jeep Cherokee Sport, which you can drive with air, power windows and locks, and remote keyless entry at no extra charge. When you lease one for just $269 a month with 0 down and $764 due at signing. Cherokee Sport. Now that's a cool way to access the sites you see online. Check out this $269 lease at your Jeep dealer today.
The Yanks are in Toronto to take on Tony Fernandez and the Blue Jays again after New York Marriott Marquis Yankees scorecard tomorrow night, right here on MSG. The most storied franchise in the history of sports. Winners of 24 World Series titles.
Chevy Davis.
They don't call them the Bronx Bombers for nothing. And the boys in pinstripes are never satisfied. If you can't get enough Yankee baseball, there's only one place to be. No one brings you Yankee baseball like MSG.
Fox Sports News. We are there. Our regional networks around the country telecast over 4,000 live events a year, then feed us stories that we update hourly. It's hard to get news faster than that.
Well, we've tried. Remember Scarlatina?
And the score. The score of tomorrow night's game will be...
Just an idea.
We're gonna change your mind about coloring your gray with the natural look of Just for Men.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men. No one can tell with Just for Men.
Just for Men penetrates hair deep inside where natural color begins. Simply apply, and in 5 minutes, rinse. Gray is gone, matched up to the rest of your hair.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men.
Feel the fear. Madison Square Garden, the scariest place on earth.
We've just watched the most important Yankee win of the season, and we've got lots more to talk about that. But coming up next, Marv Albert's at the MSG Sports Desk. The Mets are in Colorado. Jason Williams with another surgery setback, plus Marv will be talking with Percy Ellsworth. That's still to come tonight on MSG. And of course, you know the drill by now. At midnight, from Hollywood, it's Fox Sports News. We turn now to the Clubhouse Report. Michael Kay with Joe Torre. It's brought to you by the New York Marriott Marquis, which is Broadway's biggest hits. Now we go to the manager's office. Joe's probably smiling.
Joe, was that the biggest home run of the year?
Which one?
Bernie's?
Well, I think
you know, it was like it wasn't unexpected. I mean, you know, we just, when we started coming at people, I think everybody felt pretty good about it, but it certainly is going to be a highlight if we go on to do something this year.
Was this the biggest win up to this point?
The biggest win, and you may look at the smallest reason, and that was LeDay getting out of that double play. It kept the inning going, and we score, you know, the 4 or the 5, and then, you know, Knobloch running hard to first base, and Bellinger starting the inning. I mean, not starting the inning, but the second batter getting the first base with the go-ahead run.
Usually at the end of every regular season, we sit a bunch of the Yankees down and say, which game this season was the one you'll remember most? I'll be shocked if this isn't the one the Yankees are talking about when the '99 season is over. By the way, a short while ago, we reported that Sammy Sosa had hit his 60th home run, becoming the first man to ever do that in back-to-back seasons. It's probably going to happen, but it was incorrectly reported in the press box tonight here at Skydome. He, in fact, went 0 for 4. So we'll keep an eye on that. A little premature with the news. The Yankees will stay even with the Boston Red Sox, who clubbed the Cleveland Indians tonight, so it's still 3.5 games. The Toronto Blue Jays take a huge emotional hit. They're back to 6.5 games behind the Boston Red Sox in a battle for the wild card. We'll hear from Michael Kay and get his take on things in a moment.
ESPN Sports Century, an incredible look back at 100 years of sports. And now, the TV series comes alive. The ESPN Sports Century Mall Tour is coming to you.
To help you remember 10-10-3-4-5 International Long Distance, we're here with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th members of the International Clairvoyance Institute. What do you see?
You see, with 10-10-3-4-5, you save up to 60% on international calls.
I see calls to Japan are just 18 cents a minute, and now India 55 cents a minute.
Talk as long as you want for a low flat rate, anytime.
I see you've been wearing the same socks since you were 17.
What? And that is not your real hair.
I see you use 10-10-3-4-5 to call your plastic surgeon.
For up to 60% off international calls from home, dial 10-10-3-4-5 today.
I'm Reggie White. In all my life, I've had to be tougher than the next guy. After all, it takes a strong, powerful man to do what I do for a living. But I believe it takes even a bigger man to ask for help when life's problems get to be too much. But what's guided me through life's turbulent times has been my personal relationship with God. It's given me hope, it's given me peace, it's given me happiness. If life sometimes gets you down, if it just seems too much at times, there's a book that can start you on your way to a personal relationship with God. It's called Power for Living, and it's an incredible book. It's honest, easy to read, and tells it like it is in helping you get your life back on track. Power for Living. It can show you how to cope with the everyday problems that plague us all.
Power for Living is free. To get your free copy, just call this toll-free number. No obligation, and no one will call. Call now for your free copy of Power for Living.
Call now to start your personal relationship with God.
You've been watching the Jeep Postgame Report, brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep dealer. Jeep, the most award-winning brand of 4x4s on earth.
In a matter of moments, about 2 minutes or so, Marv Albert will be reporting the day's events in sports from the MSG Sports Desk. And one more quick note from Hollywood Fox Sports News at midnight. We're on schedule tonight on MSG. How about that? The Yankees now, as we look to the rest of the, or against the playoff contenders, against Cleveland 4-2, Texas they've done well 8-4, versus Boston they have struggled, against Oakland 6-4, and now with the win they are 9-2 against the Toronto Blue Jays, who have not fared well against the top in the American League. Michael Kay out of the Yankees clubhouse. Mike, that was unbelievable to watch.
That was a great game. It's the biggest win of the year. Bernie's home run was the biggest home run, I think, since Tino Martinez's grand slam in Game 1 of the World Series. And this was a team, as Joe Torre said, that had hit rock bottom. He had felt rock bottom. They had given up in that dugout when they were down 6-1. And to come back like that, it's just a magnificent victory for this team, and I think it propels them to win the division title. I don't think I'm getting too far ahead of myself. I think now they start to believe in themselves again.
All right, let's go inside that clubhouse. Quick thoughts, words, whatever.
O'Neill, so elated. He said, I'm terrible. I mean, I have to do something like this. I'm just battling myself. And he said, if I could have done cartwheels, he said, I would have done cartwheels around the base paths. A lot of people are pointing to Ricky Leday's play. They said that was the play of the game. David Cohn said that he felt great. He said, I just thought I was going to get a loss, though, when we were down 6-1. He said, this is the biggest win of the year. He said, we needed this, and this team was just spiraling toward the bottom, and Bernie's home run just took on a life of its own. He said, injected energy into the team.
I don't know about you, but right before the Yankees hit in the 8th inning, they put that big video screen update about Boston. I mean, it was sitting there large as life, like a movie theater screen for the Yankees to look out at, and I thought, boy, does this feel bad for those guys.
I'll tell you what, Joe Torre was asked, did you know what the Boston Red Sox were doing? He goes, yeah, what am I, an idiot? He says, of course I'm watching the Red Sox. That's all I could do. He certainly wasn't watching any offense on his team, so just gigantic, really gigantic. And only Bernie Williams could hit a home run like that and leave the clubhouse before the media gets there, because it's his daughter's birthday, and he got out before anybody could talk to him.
Wow. Well, just like that, another game will come at the Yankees, another chance, and that's tomorrow. Andy Pettitte goes up against Pat Henkin. And once again, we'll still be scoreboard watching. The Yankees aren't out of the woods yet, but as Mike said, this feels like a huge stride toward getting this ship upright. 10-6 the final score. The Yankees get grand slams for Paul O'Neill and Bernie Williams. Amazing stuff. Tomorrow we'll sit down with Blue Jays slugger Sean Green and also recap this game tonight. It's on the New York Marriott Marquis Yankees scorecard at 7. Coming up next, Marv Albert at the MSG Sports Desk, and once again, Fox Sports News at midnight from Hollywood. Leon Schweier is the producer of Yankees baseball. Bill Webb is our director. They're sort of our coaches, if you know what I mean. Eddie Caccianelli does the graphics like that one. And Michael Cooney stumbles along in tape with replays, and he gets a lot of help. Alan Watson gave up a couple of key runs, and it felt as though those were the ones that put the Blue Jays over the top. But it was not to be. Bernie Williams, with that special skip to his step, got the Yankees bench involved with one swing. They tied the game, but the Yankees weren't done. They needed something else to actually put this one over the top and win it. And in the midst of another frustrating 0-for-3 night, Paul O'Neill exacted an absolute gem. 10-6 New York. We'll see you tomorrow on MSG.
Bill Parcells and the high-flying Jets are coming off their best season in years. Stay on top of all the gangrene team news on Heineken Jets Journal, Friday night on MSG. Live from the studios at Madison Square Garden, it's the MSG Sports Desk presented by Chevrolet with your host, Marv Albert.
Good evening, everybody. We welcome you to the Tuesday night edition presented by Chevrolet. Here is a look at what is going on tonight. Both the Yanks and Mets in action. The Yankees had themselves an explosive evening. The Mets have not. Bad news for the Nets. Jason Williams will be out until at least January. Barry Sanders wants to return to the NFL, but not with Detroit. And Mr. Interception himself, Giants free safety Percy Ellsworth, will be joining us here in the studio. First, the baseball. In Toronto, the Yankees stopping the losing streak at 4 on a grand slam of a night, a wild one, as they beat the Blue Jays by the score of 10-6. We pick it up in the Toronto third. Yanks up 1-0, but not for long. Sean Green with a man on, goes opposite field, down the line. It is gone. 2-run homer for Green, his 39th on the season. In the sixth, they add to that 2-1 lead as Darren Fletcher goes deep right center. Another 2-run home run, his 17th, and David Cohn just continues to struggle. However, in a stunner, the Yankees come back, trailing 6-2, 2 out, 8th inning, bases loaded. Bernie Williams facing Long Island's Billy Koch and connects from the left side of the plate. Grand slam home run for Bernie, ties the game at 6, his 23rd home run of the season. More to come. Yankee ninth. Fireworks continue. Bases loaded for Paul O'Neill. He goes deep right field. Another grand slam, 16th of the year for O'Neill. Yankees take a 10-6 lead. That's the final. They break out after they were 4-hit last night by David Wells. 5 runs in the 8th, 4 in the 9th to win it. The Yanks now 86-58. They remain 3.5 over the Red Sox, who also won. For the Yanks, that is the end of the 4-game losing streak. They had dropped 6 of 7. A pivotal victory tonight for the Yankees. Joe Torre, after the game, asked, was it the biggest victory of the season?
Biggest win, and you may look at the smallest reason, and that was Leday in getting out of that double play. It kept the inning going, and we score, you know, the 4, the 5, and then, you know, Knobloch running hard to first base, and Bellinger starting the inning. I mean, not starting the inning, but the second batter getting the first base with the go-ahead run.
All right, meanwhile, in Cleveland tonight, Game 2 of the 3-game series, the Red Sox got back in the win column as they clobbered the Indians by the score of 12-3, 2 out, 2 on in the 5th for
283,000 personnel. And now to the stunning and exciting news, which I believe you'll agree shows once again that at Whipple's, we only take forward steps. And now, family members and stockholders of the
season. At one point in July, the Yankees were 14.
Some people express themselves with words.
I'm free!
What else can go wrong?
Others prefer to express themselves with action.
I blew up the building! Why? Because you made a phone call!
It doesn't matter which one you choose when you have options. That's why we let you choose the movies you want to watch. Every month on BET Action. Every month, BET Action offers you a variety of movies and events. We've got comedies, thrillers, action, and sensational special events. Whatever you want, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and order now.